Hi everybody, DJ Yokley with you for a very, and I mean very special edition of Coach's Corner. I am joined for the first time ever here on YSN, the legend, the living legend himself, Jimmy Franceschelli. Jimmy, how are we doing? First off, welcome back to the world of basketball. I know you have been scratching and clawing to get that door down. Welcome back. What's it feel like for you as we eke towards game number one for the Blue Devils?
Oh man, even just listening to you right there, DJ, I get chills. I really do. This is what I live for. Back in a long time ago, this is my 18th year in a row coaching. I'm only 36 years old, so from 18 till now, this is what I've done, and this is what I'm used to. And I've been at 23 years old. I was a head coach in Toronto, Ohio. That's where it all started for me, as a head coach. And every year it's different. This year is different than anything I've ever been a part of. And we are so excited to be back. And really, we're not even back yet. Tomorrow's our first day practicing as a team. And then we're going to play Wednesday. And I know a lot of people are questioning that. And are we going to be ready? And that this is about the kids, man. It really is. And they want to play, and we're going to play. We're ready.
So when you look at that, take me through the entire sequence. Obviously, the entirety of Trumbull County put on the back burner with all sports, with all in-person learning. What was that like for you? How did you cope with that? And from a mental standpoint, how did the boys cope with that?
And that's the biggest thing we've talked about, DJ, is the mental aspect of this. Physically, we believe we're good. We really do. And I think we're going to surprise some people. But mentally, it's been tough. Trying to get these guys engaged for a month of no basketball. And I've talked about the last couple with our guys is I spun this as a positive for me in my life. I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, a beautiful wife, my parents, my in-laws. And we spend a lot of time with family, and I stress family life to our players and never take anything for granted every day. I spun this as a positive. I haven't been home for a Thanksgiving or Christmas like this in a long time. So it's been a different. But I told these guys the other day, I'm itching to get back. My wife knows that. My family. This is what I live for, and I can't thank you guys and McDonald and everybody for a couple of years ago when I stepped down at Struthers and I was having some personal issues. I didn't know if I would ever be a head coach again or where I was going in life. And Jeff kind of took me under his wing. Jeff has always been a mentor of mine. Well before this, whether people know that or not, before we ever coached together. So come Wednesday, when I get to step on that course as head coach again, I'm going to be pretty emotional. I really am. I'm an emotional person as it is. So to be back in a role in a community that is rich in tradition, it's a dream come true again.
What's funny is you talk about the being emotional, and I know you're going to, when you step on that floor for the first time officially as the McDonald Blue Devils head coach, there might be a couple tears. There might be some goosebumps going through you. But you mentioned Jeff Brazil, and obviously he's a member of YS Nation. He's a member of what we do here at YSN. You want to talk about being up against it and having big shoes to fill. You got him, brother. I mean, that's what most people don't realize is you have to fill a void at McDonald that a lot of people, whether you loved him or you hated him, and Jeff, we all know, can be polarizing. You step into those shoes, and you step in there without Zach Brazil, one of the best players to ever step foot on a basketball court in Ohio. What is that like for you? Have you prepared yourself, and what is it like for the team? I feel like everybody's got you guys down below where I feel you can actually be.
Yeah, first off, Jeff and Zach and his family mean the world to my family. Love him or hate him, I mean, I love him, and he's been great to me. Him and Higgins have been my biggest supporters.
Right.
And I tell people all the time in my life, I had 2 basketball coaches that were really mentors of mine. Coach Fieldline and Struthers that I played for, and I'm still really good friends with, and Jeff. And there was a lot of other guys in between that, believe me. But, I talked from the beginning. I don't really see it as I can't replace Jeff Brazil. And we can't replace Zach. Zach is, whether you love Jeff or not, one of the greatest players to ever play in our area, hands down. So we've talked about let's just continue that tradition of what's gone on here at McDonald. Let's not really try to replace. I'm different than Jeff. Jeff knows that. I know that. The community knows that. Our players know that. It's a different feel for the both of us. So I still take what Jeff does, and we're going to play that style at times. But replacing these two guys, I mean, could you be in a tougher position as a coach getting back into things? I don't know. But I know this. Our guys, my coaching staff, and we're young and we're energetic and we're into it. We're ready for the challenge. We really are. And I really think, like you said, people don't think we're going to be that good. We're going to surprise people 100%, no doubt about it.
All right, so when you look at the mottos, I mean, you're a big quote guy, inspirational guy, motivational guy. When you look at this team, what's the motto for this team moving into the, I guess, 2021 season? Technically, by the time we get started, you'll be, 2 or 3 games in. But what is it about these guys, and what's the motto that's going to keep you going this year as hopefully, fingers crossed, we head into a 2021 basketball tournament? Yeah,
2 things we've kind of and 3 things we've really bought into, but one of them was the tradition continues. We got that on our shirts. But we're just trying to continue what's been going on. I'm not coming in here and trying to change everything, believe me. That's not what this goal is. It's been done the right way, and we're going to continue to do that and win. And then our other thing is find a way. Every night we just want to find a way. Our goal is 1-0 every night we step on the floor. We're not going to look to the past, to the future, any of that. So when we step on that floor, find a way to make it happen that night. It's not always going to be easy for us. I mean, when we come back, I was talking to our coaches last night a little bit. When we come back on the 4th and we're back in school, which we are, our guys are going back to school. That's one thing that people have to understand. I'm a teacher. We need our kids back in school. We really do. For the mental aspect of it, being on the court, being in school, it means so much to these guys. But January 4th, we're back in school. We play the 4th, the 5th, the 8th, and the 9th. We played 4 games in 1 week. We would never, ever do that on a normal week. Then, with that said, the 4th, we're at Bristol. The 5th, we're home a league game against Ridge. 8th, we're at Sebring at night. And the 9th, we've had a special opportunity given to a chance to play at the Rocket Mortgage on January 9th. So 3 p.m. game against Louisville. We're going to play up there. So we go to Sebring Friday night. We got to get on the bus and go to Cleveland in the morning.
Well, you got to make sure that YSN gets that, because that would be a special opportunity the kids can all have for the rest of their life to have that streamed and have them playing I
was just going to tell you that I just talked to my buddy that works for the Cavs, and they would be 100% interested in you guys doing it. So.
Let's go. YSN versus the world, baby. Jimmy comes through.
It'll be a 3 p.m. start, varsity only against Louisville.
Well, damn well we're not missing that one. So I might try to get a ticket to that one myself. Jimmy, this is a very, very fun team to watch. I've had the chance to see you guys on tape a little bit before the season started. I've heard some unbelievable things. Why do you think it is that people are kind of pushing you into a corner and putting you behind that 8 ball as the team? You talk about the tradition at McDonald. It all starts with a W.
Yeah, listen, our guys, the one thing I said when I got to McDonald with Jeff 2 years ago was the guys just know how to win. They really do. They play that hard, and it means something to them. Wearing that M and McDonald, Blue Devils and all that, it means something to them every day at practice, when they leave. They buy in. They really do. I mean, I think people are downplaying us a little bit because of Jeff and Zach, and rightfully so, I would say. I mean, on that end of it. I mean, they think that we just got a bunch of guys, role players coming back in that. And only time will tell how our guys develop. But I know this. We went from having 3 seniors to we now have 7. We get the 2 guys back from Middle Ridge, and those guys are McDonald guys. They live in McDonald. They left. They got their move back. Jake Portalease, Dominic Arquito, and Eli Street have played a ton of varsity basketball. Now, they're going to have to step up even more for us. And then we get Dominic Shadle, which everybody knows was a quarterback that's unbelievable in the area, and Caden Crown. So 7 seniors now, and we think we have a lot of depth.
So let me ask you, from their perspective, are they embracing the fact of being the underdog, or do they feel the need to step up and I mean, it could be both, I guess. The need to step up as 7 seniors strong and lead this McDonald team to another championship.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both too. I think when they step on the court Wednesday night, it's going to be a different feel, and they're going to be a little bit nervous. I mean, you're the guy now in that. So, but with that said, I think we're really confident. Our guys are confident, and they know what they need to do to carry this on. We talk about all the time, especially this year. Do we want to win a league championship? Absolutely. Ultimate goal, though, is to win a district to get back to regionals. So everything we could do to prepare ourselves for that is what we're doing. And, this break that we've had, we were off a month, and we literally lost 10 games that we would have been playing by January 1st. So 5 of them were league games, 5 were not. We took our 5 non-league games that we've kind of pieced in some teams that we like to Salem, Louisville, JFK. We go to Struthers. I mean, these are some teams that, if you haven't had a chance to see Struthers play, I mean, they're the real deal. They are the real deal. And listen, I teach at Struthers, and I'm good friends with Coach Wernicke in that. Mm-hmm. These guys that are seniors played for me my last year there. They're special, and we can't wait to make that trip there. You always want a challenge. And that's what we've tried to get our guys to buy into is, could you set up a schedule where you go 22-0? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, other than the league schedule, you're outside, you can't. Ours is let's challenge ourselves every night. And I think that first week of January is really going to be a challenge. I mean, 4 games in 1 week. So. Yeah,
your revamped schedule is incredible, and I know Coach Comlike over at JFK is incredibly thankful, given their situation, that you guys are able to play, and that is going to be an outstanding game. Struthers, another game that's going to be outstanding here on the network. The one thing I definitely want to touch on, and if you could, I hate to put you on the spot, but if you want to highlight your seniors real quick and the guys that are really going to put this on the table and have sacrificed so much and really have it's all on the line for them, because it's been a tough year for them from a enrollment standpoint, from a school standpoint, but there's no guarantee they were ever going to get on the floor. So let's give them some highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, hey, this is all about our guys.
Yep.
I've been stressing the last couple of days to our fans, our community, our parents. You got to be understanding here. We were willing to play with no fans. These guys just want to be on the court.
Right.
So, allowing every family to have 2 tickets is above and beyond what we really have to do.
Right.
So you have to understand where we're at. It's all about these guys. And it starts for us with Jake Portalese. He's the first team all-league guy last year, and he's back, and he's a leader, and he's been through some stuff in this last year. And listen, we're thankful for the community support for them. With Jake losing his father, it was, taking over as the head coach, and then a couple months later that happening, it was tough. It was tough. Jake is so close to me and his family. So everything that everybody's done has been great. Jake is an extremely great basketball player. He can really shoot it for a big guy, step out. So we expect really, really big things from him again. Now, he has to step up and be the man, DJ. That's different when you have Zach there scoring 30-some a game, and then you're getting money because of the guys that are concentrating on him. So he has to step up a little bit here. Dominic Carquito and Eli Street are huge for us. Coming back, playing Dominic has played the last 2 years for us, and Eli was a big contributor last year. So those guys are huge of how far we can go. And they can both shoot it. I mean, that's the one thing we can really, really do. At times this year, we will have 5 guys on the floor that can shoot the 3 and shoot it well. So, and our style is we're going to press you. We're going to press you.
Shocker.
And we want to lay up her a 3. That's how we play. Those 15-footers are kind of lost in our game. So after those 3, we bring in Miles Colby, Anthony Ragazine, come back from Middle Ridge, and they're both, Miles is our point guard. I mean, he really can play. And I think my style is hopefully converting over to him. And Anthony Ragazine's brothers played at McDonald. And so they have that. They know what this is about. Even though they left for a couple of years, they know what it's supposed to be like here. Dominic Shadle, Caden Crown. I mean, Dominic Shadle and Caden were first-team all-football players, and so they bring that on with them. Right. They just know how to win for leadership. I mean, Dominic is, one thing I heard throughout the whole thing of the summer was I just don't know how these guys are going to respond coming from football where they're the stars and they're this and that. They have been unbelievable for us. Never miss a thing all summer into this, and then our other three guys that'll be our main contributors is we have Michael and Matthew Porter, they're juniors. Michael Porter is the golfer.
Yep.
A really, really good golfer. I know he missed barely from going to state this year, and he is really growing. He's grown like 3-4 inches, and we think he's really going to be a contributor this year. His brother could see some minutes too, and then Gregory Constantino, which is a sophomore, and his sister's on the girls' side, and that's actually Jeff's nephew and Zach's cousin. So those are the 10 that I think we will rely on every night. And these guys, they deserve it all, man. Everything we've gone through to get to this point. With that said, though, our administration, DJ, has been over the top.
Outstanding.
Starting with Mr. O'Connell as a superintendent, to Mr. Carquito, the principal, the elementary principal, Josh and Randy as ADs. The way they've bent over backwards to get us back on the court. Some people aren't playing until January 4th, January 9th, January 12th. So we're really appreciative of that. And our community and fans, they need to understand that they are looking out for our kids. And that's all that matters to us. We followed all protocol to get back to this point. We can't ruin it now. And our guys know that, and they do what the most responsible things they can. And it's just an exciting time. It really is. I can't wait till tomorrow to get back as a team and just be around these guys. And then Wednesday be able to have a shootout in the morning, or shoot around in the morning if we don't have school, and then play at night. It's going to be great. And it's going to be a little different. 4:30 JV, 6 varsity. Yeah. That's a little different for us, but everything is going to be different this year. You know that. It's good for you guys. Yeah. So adjust and move on. And like we tell our guys, find a way. Just find a way to make it happen tonight.
Adapt and overcome, dude. Nobody deserves it more than you, Jimmy, and of course your administration, as you alluded to, just unbelievable. I mean, and some people say they're taking risks, but I feel from our standpoint, they're not taking risks. They're rewarding their kids that have been patient and have done the right things the entire time. So kudos to them. Tip of the cap to them. That's going to wrap up the real part, the meat and potatoes of it. But as you know, we always kind of wrap up our coaches' corners with a little bit of off-the-court action. And being that, we're about 4 days away from Old St. Nick delivering down our chimney, the question for you, Coach, is – I need a best Christmas present you ever deserve, or you ever received, and a worst Christmas present you've ever received.
Oh, Jesus. Man. Well, let me tell you, in the last few years, I've really taken a liking to I cook on the weekends, man. My thing in the past, and this, my thing was gambling. It really was. Mm-hmm. It was the thing I turned to, and in that time, I've gone to cooking. A guy that I teach with here, Dave Slepsky, has really brought me through on that. And I love smoking foods. So last 2 years ago, last year actually for Christmas, my parents had bought me an electric smoker. This year, I come home the other night, and my wife had made me a stand for my smoker out of wood that she does some wood making skills, and it's unbelievable. It really is. Those two gifts, the gifts that come from the heart are what mean, a lot to me. And those were thoughtful gifts. So those are two really good ones. Man, I don't know a bad gift that I've gotten. I got to think real quick.
Come on, the elves got to deliver sometime. I mean, sometimes you get the gifts from Santa, and sometimes the elves are like, here, this is just something in there. No lumps of coal for you?
No, I never got that. I'm trying to think. I got to be honest, DJ. I'm an only child, so there aren't a lot.
Oh my gosh, maybe you never got a bad gift then.
I don't know if I've ever got one. I really don't.
Well, hopefully it doesn't start this week. Hopefully you get a couple W's to start your program. Jimmy, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to this year talking with you.
Before we go real quick, these people, I just want to say what you guys have done, and I've repeated this over and over, and I'll do it till I'm blue in the face. It is unbelievable. And WRS coming through for basketball season has been, in this month, I've got to sit home. Listen, my son is 5 years old. 5. Lives and breathes basketball. When I get home from practice or from our group work or individual skill work, whatever we're doing, he knows how to get on YSN. From the TV, from the cell phone, from the computer. And there's a game up and we're watching.
Love it.
I mean, it's been, I don't think people, I've been in studio when Jeff and Hig have done shows. I don't know. I think anybody understands the process that goes through with this and how you guys have changed the game for, especially during this time. I mean, what would people be doing? I mean, how would you see your grandkids or your nieces and nephews and people that don't live in, I mean, I've had people that I've coached with that live out of state. They've messaged me on Facebook. How can we watch the game Wednesday night? Pretty simple. Here it is. So we're so appreciative. I'm appreciative of you personally, but of your whole group. It's been unbelievable. We can't thank you guys enough for covering McDonald.
You got it, man, and that's part of it. It's the coaches, giving you guys a platform to let you do your work and let the kids be seen. So, Jimmy, I appreciate you. Can't wait till next week. Hopefully we'll have some good news to report. Until then, Merry Christmas. I will see you, and great show. First show, man. Welcome aboard, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.